Karma Burana O Fortuna. I wonder how many times this music has been in movies. I know I've heard it before. Is there a database someplace that you can put in a song and it comes up with all the movies that it's ever been in? That'd be cool, wouldn't it? Hi, welcome to my tube. My name's Marge. I'm a Healk empath. I just like having these little talks on the way I feel about things. I'm so sleepy. Sun goes down. I want to go down. I want to go sleepy. Tired. I woke up at I don't know. I didn't sleep very good last night. I always start off. Excuse me, how rude. I always start off real solid. Like, I'll crash out at like 9:30. Like, I'll tuck you in, right? And I'll put something else on. Something different that I'll watch, that you wouldn't particularly enjoy. So I'll watch that, and then I'm just like... 9:30, I'm tired, I'm ready to go to bed, and I'll fall asleep real hard. I'll sleep hard for a couple hours, but usually something wakes me up. Confounded! But, I mean, these are my problems in life. I mean, these are my I can't sleep. It used to be like, I used to not be able to sleep at night, and I still had to get up and go to work. Out in the freezing ass cold and snow and, unforgiving weather and go out and freaking be a slave to freaking people that didn't know as much as I did and got paid 3 times as much as I did and yada yada. And I don't have to do that, I don't have to do that anymore. My life has changed. It did, and I'm not gonna, it was not a smooth transition for me. As you could see in my earlier videos, I mean, I was arrogant. I was cocky, I think, because I came from Omaha, and Omaha's a pretty big city, and I worked at like the 3rd largest company. I mean, I have a nice resume. I've got the education. I got, all the, but the world changed, and I moved to Oregon, and it's like the only people hire is people know. And, I was SOL, odd man out, which, worked out fine, because it was best that I stay home and hang out with Ma anyway, huh, Ma? Yeah, so... Life shifted. I knew it was coming because I'm track astrology and psychology and human nature, space. Well, I just track patterns, all sorts of patterns, behaviors, what drives people to do what they, the things that they do, and anyway. So all in all, today was a pretty okay day. I made cookies. I have a new recipe, man. I've been testing them out. I don't need to tell all my secrets. But these, I'm kind of hooked on these little mini M&Ms now. One of these, they're not that big, They're not that big, but they taste as good. They taste good, but they feel better. They're so good. I want to eat one right now, but I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna until bedtime. I won't finish my talk. But I made those this morning at a different time. I let it cook, the butter cook all day yesterday, and then I turned it off at night because I'm iffy, man. I'm not cool about leaving freaking electronics and stuff on overnight like that. Nope, I'm not. Nope, not in these old freaking places. So this place is probably older than me. So I unplugged it, and when I got up this morning, I plugged it in for another 4. So it simmered for a good 12 hours or so. Yeah, so it's some good butter. It made some good butter, and then yeah, so people like them, man. They make people really happy, and I like making people happy. I do. It's something I enjoy doing. It's so funny, like humanity on a collective makes my third eye twitch. Like people individually, oh God, my neighbor, God bless him. you know, if people had the means to do. He's a smart guy. I know he's a smart guy. I could tell he's a smart guy. He's really talented too. He can do like really cool stuff with chainsaws and woodworking and stuff like that. He likes to carve wood. Anyway, his car was broke down. He has an old he has a Camaro, and then they brought in another Camaro that was just that was wrecked, and then he took the parts. He just got the parts right there, and then he needed to fix it. So this other car's just been just sitting in the front by the road side, and he was pulling on it with his Camaro today, and I was outside with Mom because it was so pretty. The thumbnail that I got, I posted on Twitter a video of the sky. It looked like a big feather going across the sky in northern New Mexico. It was trippy. They've been spraying a lot. They've been spraying a lot of crappy stuff in the air here in northern New Mexico. And I know it ain't freaking smart juice. That's for sure. But so he starts pulling on, he has like his cargo strap, from the back of his car, the front to the other one, and he's pulling on it, and like this white smoke is just coming up, and I'm just like, stop. I couldn't even. I was in maintenance in the Air Force. I'm a mechanic, and I'm just like visualizing what this is doing to his car, and he worked real hard to get it running. So I was like, stop. I felt like Stewart. Stop. Don't go anymore. Anyway, he stops. I'm like, I got AAA, man. I got AAA. You just need to, I could call them. They just need to see my card. They'll take it wherever you want. Then 100 miles or something. Shoot, dude. But he's like, no, I'm just moving it to the back. And I was like, oh, okay, all right. You got this then. But I think it was kind of cool because like a guy. Because he and I, like, exchanged words a few weeks ago after I first moved in here. I think, yeah. Anyway, so he kind of got off to kind of a rocky start. He got off, I don't care. I mean, I'll talk, I'll say stuff and speak my piece and then be done with it. I'm not going to carry that stuff around with me. That's no way to go through life. I see examples of people that are just carrying the weight of grudges and freaking spite. It makes you old early. I ain't trying to do that, But so it kind of broke the ice, and then I was outside walking Mom and Tucker, and he pulled up, and a young man. What was his name? Ram, what was that kid's name? It's like, I thought it was like Rufus, but it was Rampus or something like that. It was something like Ram, and I was like, I'm an Aries. But he said, that's a nice dog you have there. I said, this is Tucker. He's 12. I said, he came from a puppy mill in Missouri. I've had him since he was 6 months old. And then he said something, and then I, so we kind of engaged a little bit, and he introduced himself, and I introduced myself, and I introduced Mom, and I thought it maybe was, I see now my head keeps saying Rufus, but I know it's not Rufus, because I wouldn't have said I'm an Aries to Rufus, because it was something related to a ram. I'll ask him again next time I see him. That's why, that's why I repeat people's names over and over and over, and I'll come up with something to remember them by. But so that was kind of cool, and he was friends with them, so maybe he won't think I'm such a bitch. But yeah, I was like, yeah, I got him, and he came to live with me from Missouri, and I lived in Omaha, and then he's been with me since Omaha through Oregon down to Arizona that few weeks, and then here, our second place here. That's a long way. It's a commitment, and that's why I did it. And people don't understand it. People, I see it every day. People getting rid of their dogs so they're rehoming their dogs so they can move and stuff like that. That's not me. It's never been me. Our pets are our family. And that's how we ended up in New Mexico, because I couldn't find anybody to help me out to freaking help me find a place. I had plenty of money. I had enough money for a nice deposit, all that stuff, But nobody would help me. And we ended up in New Mexico to keep all the family together, because this is all the family we got, really, So, and it's a lifelong commitment. And I'm trying to be, I don't want to act like everybody else. And it's about kill me to keep us all together till they take their last breath. They're all getting old now, and every day is a gift. Being in the present moment with them is every day is a gift, because I don't know how much longer I'm gonna have with any of them, and heck, I don't know how much longer I'm gonna be here. I don't know how much mom's gonna be here. We don't know. You watch Space Observers, Ben Davison, his question, we could have 10 years, we could have 20, and it doesn't mean the whole planet's going to get wiped out, but it's like, shoot, man, it's already been hard. Are you telling me freaking it's only going to be harder, and I hate the cold, and it's going to be winter for like 10 years, 20 years? Fuck. Seriously? I signed up for this at this time? Really? Are we sure about that? Tucker, are you in Benny's ear? He said, yes, Mom. I'm doing it, Mom. I'm in my brother's ear, Mom. You want the fan on, buds? Good boy talks. Here, I'll turn the fan on for you, baby. You get too hot in your bits, my love. Ugh. Is that good, bud? You like that? So yeah, it was warm enough here. The sun was out. I don't know what temperature. I go by feel. I didn't even look at the weather, because it'll say like 30 or some shit like that. But it was warm. We had the windows open in here today, huh, Ma? Yeah, it's kind of nice. Soaked your feet. Put lotion on your feet. Had a spa day. It's kind of nice, yeah. So what did I call? Knacks. That's what is potentially what I'm going to call my incredible edibles. Yeah, that's what I'm going to potentially call my incredible edibles. They're going to be Knacks. And I'm looking at designs online. I can order rolls of stickers on Vistaprint, and that's where I've ordered my Knacks business cards for my photography. Knacks. So I'd be Knacks and Knacks. And I don't know. Maybe I can do some stuff. Since I'm in such a freaking... I was telling the gal that my neighbor to the back, she's like, I guess like the daughter-in-law of the landlord and landlady, and she was telling me like because they're like dying because the John Dunn Bridge has been closed since, I don't know, before into summer last year, and they got their fishing licenses and stuff, and then they closed it, and they're just like, everybody's sad because it's like people go up there because it's just a wonderful place. It's just a beautiful place, right? There's hot springs and everything. It's a place where people want to be. And I said, yeah. I said, I said, I'm ordained and I can do weddings. I said, I thought it would be really cool, to make myself, known around the community. Heyoka, the cookie lady, and like, cause that would be a great venue. And I mean, you just go out there, freaking 3, 4, 5 people standing around, freaking with the background of the cliffs and everything. It's like a little mini Grand Canyon, and they're redoing the bridge and stuff to get married out there. That'd be a really cool place to get married. Yeah. So come on out to northern New Mexico and hang out Heyoka style. I guess they're not till March. She said March. Someplace I read said February 28th, but they already pushed it back one time, and I don't have that much faith in bureaucrats, in the project managers and the teams that put these plans together. No, they I don't have a whole lot of faith. No. So anyway, weird stuff in the news. 21-year-old dude had a mail order bride and freaking decide, nah, I don't want to do this. I'm not going to do this anymore. So they probably like gotten it, I don't know, all these crimes of passion everywhere, all these people and their crimes of passion, and people don't realize how like fragile the human body was. I remember when I was in high school, there was a gal that we were in a car wreck, and she wasn't wearing her seatbelt. She flew over, and her head hit me in the side of the face, and it cracked my cheekbone, and throughout the years, like, I've had my brother broke my nose, like. I mean, I've been hurt. Like, my feet are in terrible condition because of like falling and rolling ankles and all kinds of stuff. And the human body is, I mean, it heals, but God, it reminds you. It constantly reminds you of all the things that you have done to it in your life. The older you get, if you get an opportunity to get older, it's a trip. So. But then, like, my mom, she doesn't have any pain at all, and she's had so many surgeries and stuff like that. I mean, she's had freaking, 6 major surgeries? I know my friend Liz, a gal I know from Omaha, she's had, like, freaking 20-something surgeries. She keeps getting infections and stuff like that. That's why we soak your feet and stuff like that, Ma. She died. I knew she was going to die. As soon as they said she had a heart attack, I was like, tell your dad, hey. Elvis Presley's daughter died. She was only 54. She had a freaking heart attack earlier today, or her maid found her on the floor. And her ex, like, dropped the kids off, came home, and like did CPR, from what I read, the little excerpt that I read, and that was it. It was like an Anne Hitch thing. It was like boom, boom, done. Boom, doom, numbers up. I wonder if Zach has already done the decode on it. I didn't even listen to Nathan, or not Nathan. I was just thinking about Nathan. But I popped in and I heard. I was late for Rambo, and so I was going to listen to that later, and I haven't done that yet. But he was talking for a long time, I think. I like Rambo's decodes. I think that he and Crystal Time should do decode. I think she said something like she was like getting near done with doing. She's like solved it. She's like figured it out, and to her satisfaction. So she might not, it could very well become to the point where Crystal Time's done with her journey of the tube. Her tube might be coming to an end soon. That cycle, that shelf life might be coming to an end. It kind of makes me sad. I really like her because, like, some people, I listen to their YouTube videos and I listen to them and I get it, it's like you know them. It's like, I mean, you can't ever really know somebody unless you're around them. But some people you really feel like you've known before. You okay, Tuck? It's okay. Here. There. Want that? I said, Mom, just don't let it bug me, Mom. There, you want that, Buds? Good boy, baby. You good dog? Can I finish? Huh? Okay. Let me turn that light off. Is that better? Yeah. Alright, that's alright. So the 21-year-old kid freaking like lives in like the back of the property. Same property his mom and dad owned. He just had the house on the back and he got this mail order bride. God, that is such a common thing, man. Yeah, when a guy says we met online and she's from a different country, chances are it's a mail order bride. Anyway, but she this young gal unfortunately lost her life to the anger of this young man or frustration or whatever, was going through his head when he decided to take her life. And then he's like, oh crap, and so he freaking like he decapitates her, like cuts her head off and attempts to start to dismember her. And evidently it was just like too much of a task. It was more of a task that it wasn't what they showed on Dexter. It's not what they showed on TV. It was much harder in real life. It was much harder. And so, yeah, he got caught. I mean, this is like an everyday thing. Everywhere. I mean, everywhere. People are just, life is so fragile. You have those, the people that they're struggling with health issues and stuff like that, and they just don't ever really feel good, And then you have people that feel perfectly healthy, but they're just freaking broken in their brains and have to go around and think it's all right to just kill people. It's bizarro. People they don't value life. They don't value life. And now that the freaking bumbling fool in the freaking Oval Office, now it's his turn. Let me tell you about classified. Dude, all this stuff, it's like, it's all words. It's all stuff that they say, like a script on a page. Nobody ever gets in trouble for anything that they do. Nobody ever gets in trouble. No politician ever gets in trouble. And then they get endorsements, and then they just, they're million, and they just go, all these, I remember, and it's not just politicians, it's just people that fucking are that don't have any freaking morals, man. There's this guy, he was a weatherman in Omaha. Dude got freaking arrested in a prostitution ring. Lost his job at the weather station. Flowers is his last name, Jim Flowers. Now he's got, a big old social media following, they hired him at a different weather station just a year later. All's forgiven. It's okay. See, because people want people to be dirty pervs in America because there's so many people that are dirty pervs that people want people to be like them. So it's embraced. It's welcome. Every time I open a browser, it's like there's somebody does something freaking terrible to a child, and I know what that's like, and I know what it does to a person. You know, we fall into a demographic that nobody wants to know about. Nobody, no, that doesn't happen. No, I don't want to hear about it. It doesn't exist. You know what? This is my life. I'm a real person. This happened to me. And it's a gross reality that it was allowed to happen. Not only was it allowed, that it did happen in 1975, that it's been happening every year prior to that for who knows how long, and every year since then. And it's still, and the perverts are still being protective. And it's infuriating. It's infuriating. That is what is allowed. I feel like the legal system is more in line to protect the criminal than the person the thing happened to. The victim. That's what it seems like. Especially, and because the deck is stacked. There's been too many things in the last history that you got these freaking mental midgets. You got these guys with freaking inferiority complexes, with ideas of grandeur. And all these insecurities. But because of who they're related to, they're protected to trash this country. And they're being allowed to. And it's hard to watch. It's hard to watch. It's hard to watch. So there's not much I can do anyway. I'm freaking woo in the sticks. Oh my gosh, I am so far removed from any place civilized. But there's hot air balloons here. I'm like, I fucking hate hot air balloons, man. Fly over my house? Really? Drones too, man. Drones too. Drones are like target practice as far as I'm concerned. And I don't care. They can see it coming. My house is a no-fly zone. And I don't get to choose because somebody feels like they, because they get to play with the toy and they put a camera on it. See, that's all that, but that I would be the one that got in trouble because I broke the toy. This world doesn't even make any sense. I think about it all the time, what the planet would be like, what the earth would be like if it wasn't controlled, if it wasn't going by this stupid script and these freaking geriatric freaking psychopathic narcissists have never gotten there, don't even know what hard work is. They just get paid, they just have all this money because of where they were born into, and now they're Davos, or they're doing it again. They fly from all over, with their private jets, and then they talk about how they're gonna make the world for the rest of us. Nah. I'm ready for all that stuff to be gone. I am ready for the earth to be organic. For people to be able to navigate freely, People still can't come to America without, come on, man. It's just all about control. Everything's about control. It's absurd. Anyway. You want up there, Tuck? Oh, he's going to go in there. Is anybody in there? Yeah, good boy, Chuck. The puppy tunnel. So, anyway, what else is going on in the world today? Oh, but yeah, they all like so top security papers. I mean, like paper. It's just paper. They don't care. They do what they want. You know that there's no rules, regulations, policies, procedures, laws that these freaking buffoons are gonna freaking respect because they think they're freaking gangsters and stuff like that. They think they're above the law, and every day it's kind of verified that they are. Huh. You know, the whole laptop stuff. I mean, it's like they throw these little crumbs out and they're like, okay, they're gonna get it. No, not this time. No, I mean it's all to perpetuate freaking energy is to get people's emotions up. You know, I see this stuff and I'm just like, you can't get riled, Marge. It's theatrics. It's nonsense. You know? And they just get to spend freaking gazillions of dollars playing. They just play. Play. You know? I saw a picture of a lady, like I don't know, they were in session or something, and it was around the time that the guys were like fighting in Congress the other day. They were like getting physical, you know? And there's a meme about how women shouldn't be in politics because... Come here, Tuck. Come here. Because they get too emotional. Come here, Tuck. Want to go up here? Okay. And then it showed a woman... Hey! Hey. It's okay. It showed a woman reading in Congress. And I was like annoyed. Good boy. I got really annoyed because, you know what? They get paid like freaking, now it's $212,000 a year. Before that was $170,000, before that was $140,000. You know, the last few years they just keep getting these $30,000 raises, you know. More than freaking people on Social Security get in a year. They get that, you know, their six-figure plus that increase, and they'll get that for the rest of their life. And this stuff just ain't right, man. It's not right. It's not right that these people that are breaking things and making it so hard just for people to live. And people are under so much stress. We're only going to see more freaking parents killing their kids and stuff like that because they can't freaking afford to feed them. You call the city, you know, it's like, hey, I need help. Welfare, whatever like that. No, you can't get nobody on the phone. They're too busy watching YouTube videos. So unless this country comes into a big wave of freaking accountability and a whole bunch of people say, you know what? I ain't been doing my job right. I haven't been a very good employee. I haven't been a very good spouse. I haven't been a very good friend, and start taking that hard look at themselves and doing things to make the individual better, the country is going to continue to flush.